Hey guys, Zennosh here, and today in this video of Exos Heroes, let's review our new units. That's gonna be Carrie, Nemeris, and Donk. Let's review their skill sets and let's see if they are going to challenge the current meta contents or not. Alright, so let's get this started. First of all, let's start with the Nemeris. Alright, before that one, let's start talking about this. Notice right away, new heroes chance up. Carrie, Nemeris, Donk recruit section right away, guys. Season 3 Saint West new heroes update. Please check for more details. The video is gonna be starting after the maintenance. That's gonna be ending tomorrow till February 4th, Thursday, 1:59/2021 UTC time. The Carrie, the first queen of the Saint West, right away, guys. This is how she looks, and from her banner, you can get her at a drop rate of 0.5% chance. All right, and she is a general, a fitting general indeed. Finally, we have another legit waifu who is a general unit. So yeah. That's really good, guys. That's really good. Alongside with Dorka and Gina, of course, right? We have now finally got Carrie, and she looks so cool, man. And she's the first queen of the Saint West, indeed. All right, so now let's start talking about her passive skill effect. As generals, definitely she is gotta be a very interesting unit, indeed. Passive effect, mana utilization 3. Increases attack based on alloys mana count. Right at the bat, she's a wizard unit. More the mana count is there with the alloys, definitely more the damage she's going to deal against the opponents out there. And that also means that she's going to be quite a little bit slow unit out there. Probably her attack speed is going to be about like 50 points, something like that, right? Right? If I'm wrong, please let me know in the comment section below. Against mana 1 mana, if allies mana count is at 10 or more on own turn, which is so easy to trigger, and this is the reason why wizards usually get a lot of mana so fast. All right, against mana 1 mana, if enemies mana count is at 10 or more on own turn as well. So there we go, guys. Two ways to keep on gaining extra mana. Flow of mana, overtime effect, back row alloys permanently gain 1 mana. Now this is definitely going to be really helpful, guys. Now she is another wizard general out there that's going to provide permanent mana gain for the back row allies, which is very awesome, especially for the PvP Javanistania battles, because back row allies usually refers to the DPS units, or let's say the chaos and the attack units. So it's really great indeed for the Javanistania battles, having that +1 mana always on the back end side. So many units out there, like let's say Fed Gorgion can always keep on spamming their fast active skill. All right, so that's good. Next is gonna be the Bramble out here. Afflicts target with less attack than self. Okay, just like Raquel with Bramble Mark. Okay, she is going to provide that or inflict that Bramble Mark on the weaker opponents out there, the one with the less attack stat than compared to herself at the start of the battle, and decreases health regeneration of all enemies by 20% for each Bramble Mark on all enemies. Wow, think about that. Meaning, like, if she manages to apply that Bramble Mark on one enemy, that equals to 20% of health regeneration reduction for all the enemies out there. And if she is going to apply that Bramble Mark on all the enemies, think about it, 20 times 5, that's 100% reduction in the health regeneration. Like, what? See, I mean, like, it feels like as if she is really trying to counter the current stall meta. Wow, with her being around, definitely it will be really hard for the opponents out there, especially the front row opponents, to actually start recovering their health at a steady rate. That is so good indeed to battle or counter the stun meta, man. This is really good. Rosa Multiflora decreases health of the target by 3% for 10 freaking turns when the target has Bramble Mark. Can be stacked, meaning like if the entire opponents are inflicted with the Bramble Mark, 15% of the dot damage. Like, what? Decreases the health of the target by 15% for 10 turns when the target has Bramble Mark. That's the maximum case scenario, guys. It can be stacked as well. Wow. With her around, you are definitely going to have so easy time, especially in the PvE story contents as well. I mean, like, it's a passive way of dealing the damage to the opponents out there. As long as she is alive and she has higher attack stats compared to the opponent out there, she's just going to keep on, you know, like, making them weaker and weaker over there, guys. So good, man. And she's possibly the another replacement for Ramsey out there. Why? Let's talk about her first active skill, Thorns of Havoc. Active skill number 1, required mana, just 2 mana. All deals 95% damage to all enemies. It's AoE damage and special. Afflicts the target with nullify heal for freaking 14 turns. 14 turns of nullify heal. Oh my god. That's a lot, man. It can't be removed. It's really helpful in the current stun meta cons, man. If you really want to counter the stun meta units like let's say Fitco Tantala and so on and on, you definitely would need this nullify heal effect, and that's gonna be really helpful indeed. Okay, and as C is now available, possibly Fitco Ramsey, you know, like the first Guardian Ramsey might actually go down the tail last because C is now available right over here, guys, who can actually nullify the heal. C is gonna be the second unit in the game right now who can inflict that nullify in the heal on the opponents, which is so good, you know, to make sure that the opponents will not heal back to back. Like let's say it's going to counter the Dorka, it's going to counter the Fate Corera, being able to recover our 1% health back to back right away, or any kind of healing effects out there. It's too good, guys. There's only one unit that's going to be Fate Cortalia who can actually kind of bypass that nullify heal, but that effect is not really that super strong as well. So it's like, okay, pretty good to counter out there. Next is going to be the active skill number 2. That's going to be known as the Noble Rose. Oh man, I got some flu. My nose is irritating. Active skill number 2, guys. Required mana, 4 mana, and it's the best effect. I mean, like, if she has any extra mana, like, let's say, for example, if she has 10 mana, she is going to use all those 10 mana that she has in order to deal extra massive damage on the opponents, guys. Single target damage, deals 750% damage to one enemy. And if she has 10 mana, she's going to deal even more damage. So, definitely, having her around is always a win-win situation right now, especially considering the stall meta cannons. She definitely is going to be very useful in the battlefield, guys. See, it's really awesome. With this passive effect right away, see, it's really meant to counter the stall meta. She's really out there to provide very amazing dot damage out there, reducing that health of the target by up to a maximum of 15%, provided that she can afflict that bramble mark on all the opponents out there. There we go. That's so awesome, man. First active skill, wow, look at that. Afflicts the target with nullify heal for 14 turns. The Ramsey can actually now be kicked out, and we can now start using Carrie from now onwards. Okay, this is so cool. I mean, like, instead of Ramsey being able to use this hot busty waifu. Okay, that's good. Now let's talk about the Nemeris, this femboy. Okay, this girl. Okay, for me it's a girl, man. Like, come on, in what way it's a boy, man? Anyways, let's start talking about this passive skill effect right over here. Mana utilized in 3. Okay, this boy, which might actually be the first wizard. Think about it. I mean, like, usually it's all the girls who actually have this mana utilized. This has got to be the first boy who is actually going to have this wizard skill sets, man. Correct me if I'm wrong, alright? But I gotta say that this is gotta be the first boy. So this is also one reason why I'm thinking it's a C inside. Okay, it's a C inside, alright? So anyways, increases attack based on ally's mana count. Alright, against mana 1 mana if ally's mana count is at 10 or more on turn, just like her mama, Carrie. Gain mana 1 mana if enemy's mana count is at 10 or more on turn. Being a wizard is always a very beneficial situation out there, being able to stack up the mana real fast and being able to deal a lot of damage as well. And the wizards usually do have very high attack stats as well, alright? So that's good, guys. Let's start talking about our active skill number 1. So look, I'm like just judging at a passive his passive skill effect. It's very bland. It's very bland, man. It's very bland. Like, what is this? Okay, active skill number 1 known as the Tree of Protection, which requires just 1 mana. So that means like he can spam his fast skill over and over again. Let's see what it does. All increases attack of all allies by 7% of own attack for 6 turns. So it just says 7% right now, but if we are going to provide him level up boost, stat boost, definitely I think this figure is gonna go up, but not really by miles. Okay, it's not gonna be really that impressive because first of all, it's only going to require 1 mana. So don't really put a lot of expectations into it right over here, and it's only for about 6 turns, and 6 turns usually go fast. I mean, like, it really go fast usually, alright? Buff effect increases the critical hit of all allies by 15 for 12 turns. Now this gotta be the second unit who can actively boost the critical hit rate of the allies. The first is going to be Fernando, and the second is gonna be this character, and only by 15 points. That's nothing. Honestly, that's nothing. 15 points of critical hit boost, it's nothing. Unless if this figure is going to raise thanks to his level up boost, or let's say his stat boost, then that's a different case scenario, alright? Maybe if the critical hit is going to be boosted by about 50 points or maybe 70 points, that would be really considerable. But 15 points only, that is like, what? Oh man, but for 12 turns, that's really good. For 12 turns out there, guys. Alright, so with him being around, there's a possibility that we will actually be having a really good DPS output. But considering the stall meta where the Fate Tantala is always on the opposite side, being able to improve your critical hit rate boost is a little bit counterproductive. If you guys agree with me, let me know in the comment section below, alright? With the Fate Tantala, I'm like, this skill is totally counterproductive. Now let's talk about the active skill number 2. Emerald Sword. Required mana, 5 mana, and it's a burst effect, alright? So let's see what he does. Single target deals 1050% damage to single target. Wow, just like Schmidt, man. Think about it. The amount of damage that he's going to deal with this one is going to be insane. Freaking insane. And on top of that one, he's a wizard. A wizard and a 1050% damage to single enemy. Think about it. The amount of damage that he's going to deal is going to be massive. Okay, this is so cool indeed. Instant knockout. And there's a mark effect as well. If he actually is paired up with the Carrie, his mother, it decreases the block value of the target by 50% when the target has the bramble mark. And this definitely will allow him to be quite productive in the battlefield out there in order to counter the stall meta with his mother, Carrie. Oh my god, I just cannot believe myself being able to consider this as a boy. What way? Alright, so yeah, this guy has really good potential out there, alright? Even though his skill sets are pretty bland, thanks to his second active skill, he can be used. He can be used indeed in order to like snipe those units out there, just like our Fate Core Adams, or let's say Fate Core Brook out there. But as he's a wizard, he's definitely going to have slower attack speed out there, alright? So that is it, guys. That's all I have to say. Very unique stuff indeed. I mean, like, being able to decrease the block value of the opponent by 50%, that's going to be quite helpful in order to just one-shot like there's those pesky guardian units, those pesky defensive units, like let's say Fate Golem, Fate Tantalo, and so on, and many others out there. Just being able to single target, like just nuke them right away, it's going to be really great, guys. Donk, okay, so King of the West, okay, King of the Saint West. Okay, let's talk about his effect right away. He's actually a normal, like a second lieutenant. I mean, like, he's a king. He's a king, for God's sake, and he's a second lieutenant. What the what? This worthless asshole right away, guys. I actually kind of like read his lore, and it says that he's a very fit to be a king. He's a very perfect king. And if that is so, like, why is he a second lieutenant type of unit? Like, I really don't get it. He's a king, for God's sake. He should have been nearly like a general caliber. Thirsty, it says. Passive effect. Upon taking damage, deals 30% and inflicts stun on the attacker for 5 turns when the attack hits. Definitely quite helpful out there, just like Shufragan in the Japanese stun battles. If you can actually manage to stun your attacking units, definitely those opponents who are stunned will not be able to perform their actions. That can be quite helpful out there. Alright, that's it. Gain mana 1 mana if the health of the target is at 80% or more. Okay, extra ways of gaining mana. Removes 1 mana from the target and then gains 1 mana. It's like a stealing effect. To self if the health of the target is at 30% or less. Okay, so there we go, guys. That's it out there. And now let's start talking about the first active skill. Required mana, 3 mana, alright? Declaration of Victory. Increases the own defense by 72% for 8 turns. This is really good, as he is a defensive unit. Being able to improve his defense is really awesome stuff. But, as he doesn't have the provoke, and it's like, I'm a little bit pessimistic about it. Okay, the skill itself is really good, but thing is that, like, it could have been paired really nicely with the provoke status effect if we could actually inflict the provoke on the opponents, but that is not around. All right, and that actually might actually render it quite useless out there. Okay, it's like, how long are you actually going to tank your team out there unless you are being able to force the opponents to attack yourself, right? Active skill number 2, required mana 4 mana, King's Army. It's an AoE attack damage. It deals 255% damage to all enemies, and special effect deals additional damage equals to 200% of own defense to the enemy with the bramble mark. So this effect really do have very good potential of dealing a very good damage out there, and it also do scales on his defense stats. As he is a defense unit, definitely he will be able to sort out some really good damage out there. there, guys. So pretty helpful situation or hopeful situation out there, guys. But overall, I would say not really that influential or superb unit in my opinion. Even though he's a king, he's just shit. Okay, that's what I gotta say to you guys. And there's the percussions. The opt-in rate of the carry is 0.5% chance. The opt-in rate of the Nemeris at 0.7% chance. This banner is gonna be available starting tomorrow. All right. The opt-in rate of the John Donk is 1%. As a beginner, you might be asking, is 0.5% chance really good? And I would say, yeah, it is. Because like usually, if you are going to go into like minor details, later on the drop rate of carry to drop from a banner, any kind of banner, is going to be about 0.027% chance. It's very low, 0.027% chance. That's a very, very low stuff. And as a general, if you can actually manage to unlock her signature force, the amount of damage that you can deal is going to be really good. Well, Carrie, she really do possess very amazing skill sets as well, so she is really worth summoning. All right, and she is a waifu on top of that one. So well, as a respect to the waifu, we also need to get her. You earn 1 recruit mileage for recruiting heroes 11 times. The mileage are initialized each time the chance of recruit each change. So far it seems to be no PD system, and it is actually really hurting me. Okay, if there's no PD system, then well, it can be quite counterproductive, guys. Okay, so let me know in the comment section below, guys, that if you would really want to go forward with this recruitment banner or not, because there seems to be no PD system. Will you still be summoning in this banner? Okay, let me know in the comment section below, guys. And that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, and let me know like if you guys are really loving these characters or not, and what sort of predictions, insights, and opinions you have mustered for these kind of units out here, especially Carrie. What do you think? Is she really going to change the current meta that has been set up by Fate Cotantalo? Is she really that answer to counter the stall meta? Let me know in the comment section below, guys. Finally, we have got a unit that's worth having really nicely. I mean, like, she's a general, so definitely she's worth having, right? Okay, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to keep on enjoying the contents of my channel. See you guys in the next video.